Shibuya is known as a top of startup city in Japan. So Shibuya City have started Shibuya Startup Support Program about 4 years ago to make Shibuya more diverse and international startup-friendly city.
Hello and welcome to Startup Passport by Econsulate in collaboration with Takeoff Tokyo. Today, we've got a special guest from Shibuya Startup Support. We have the director, Saeko Seno-san. Thank you for being here today.
And thank you for having me.
So, to start us off, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Shibuya Startup Support?
Hi, I'm Saeko from Shibuya City Government Office in charge of startup support. Thank you for having me and thank you for the opportunity to talk about startup support initiatives in Shibuya City. Shibuya is known as a top of startup city in Japan. Only in Japan, I think. So because there are many startups, VC, co-working space, and so on. But I mentioned Shibuya is a top of startup city, but just in Japan yet. So Shibuya City have started Shibuya Startup Support Program about 4 years ago to make Shibuya more diverse and international startup-friendly city.
So, let's take an example. I've got a startup as a foreign founder. How does Shibuya Startup support me?
Okay. We offer mainly 3 things. First one is a startup visa. We can issue maximum 2 years startup visa to invite many foreign entrepreneurs from all over the world. Second one is POC support, proof of concept support. There are 2 unique points about the POC support. We have a tester, more than 2,500 people register as a tester. And foreign entrepreneurs can apply for this program from even they live in abroad. So before starting their business in Japan, they can try out their business. Third one is a networking opportunity. We can make many networking event or seminar or something like that. So
that's to help connect startups to each other. But also startups to VCs
or company
and local companies as well.
Yeah.
Could you give us an example of maybe one of the ways that Shibuya Startup Support helped match a startup with a local company?
Yes, there are many cases. For example, we have our weekly networking event every Wednesday. So it's a very casual networking. So some startups can find a
partner, a good partner, a local partner.
And also an intern. And buying an intern. And this is a great opportunity to meet many people and to know each other.
Awesome. So I want to take a step towards the bigger picture. So you said Shibuya Startup Support started 4 years ago?
Yeah, around 4 years, yeah.
Could you share maybe some of the trends that you've seen? So what kind of startups did you see maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and what kind of startups do you see now?
Yes, that's a good question. Not only in Japan, but Web3 and generative AI startups are increasing, I feel. Yeah, of course, these startups, welcome to Shibuya City, and we'd like to attract startups. They can solve Japanese challenges, for example, aging population or over-tourism and so on.
What are the main, so just touching on that point, what are the main challenges that Shibuya Startup Support want to attract startups for?
Aging
population
is big problem in not only Shibuya City, but also.
Could you share any companies or startups that have introduced a solution or have joined Shibuya Startup Support to help that?
Yeah, one of the aging startups from French. First startup visa holder, has successfully, they can support from not only Shibuya City but also Oist, and it is a great case, I think. I'd like to share about that.
You say that generative AI and Web3 are on the increase. what do you see? Because I'm sure you get applications almost every day. What are some new industries or some different startups that you see applying for Shibuya Startup Support? Is there any unique ones that have stood out to you? Because I'm assuming a lot of people are applying with AI and Web3. Do you have any favorites outside of that, those companies or startups?
In Japan, there is a challenges for language, Japanese language, and some startups have solved about that. So with generative AI, not only other, categorized, but generative. Yeah, I'm interested in this company and
Okay. Now, I'm sure a lot of people who are out there are watching can imagine, working on their startup in Shibuya and contributing to Japan's various problems. Do you have any? You've probably seen a lot of different startups come and go. Do you have any advice for people who are doing their startup for the very first time?
Yeah, and we hope they actively participate in the networking event and community, because they can get some great experience from senior entrepreneur. And Shibuya Startup Support community is international, so we'd like to invite them to our community.
So you advise them to go and meet other entrepreneurs, other founders, and things like that.
Yes.
That sounds like a really good opportunity. And thank you very much for your time today, sharing more about Shibuya and the startup support. And thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your great opportunity to talk about that.
Thanks for coming.